Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we have another new rental ship to take a look at. It's the Picardie. Now, if you weren't around on Friday, or if you haven't played the game since Friday, if you head over into the ships tab in the store, there are two ships that you can go ahead and rent, each for 1,000 doubloons. The first one was West Virginia 44. We do have a video on that one. And the second is this vessel right here, Picardie, or Picard. I don't know. It's a bit of a tragedy that we wasted Picard on the Enterprise, but that makes sense. Anyways, Picardie is the current ship that we are reviewing. And if you like reviews like this, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This one cost me a couple of doubloons because the good old Ouija did not want me promoting the rental ships for some reason. Anyway, we have Picardie, and you may be seeing it and go, well, Tommy, it looks like it's just an up tier of a certain tier 6 French battleship. It looks like it's just the Lyon, but up one tier. And I would say yes and no. There are a couple of notable changes from Lyon to Picardie, and they are changes that are mixed but do make the ship way more fun to play than Lyon. So the first one is going to be the armor. Lyon has a mixture of heavy belt armor and 25mm plating around the ship. It's kind of what you would expect for a tier 6 battleship. Picardie gets an armor upgrade, 32 to 50 millimeters of bow and side plating armor, up to even into the hundreds on some of the side plating. It also gets an icebreaker. It is a fairly heavily armored ship, and one that is quite fun to play in Brawl, and especially if you know how to angle correctly. The other big change, and I'm not 100% sure if I believe this, but according to the stats, this ship has, instead of the usual French 330mm guns, it has 305s, which is an even smaller caliber, which means your AP needs to be just that much more on point. It's interesting. The other massive change to Picardie that you may not be able to just instantly pick up on are its secondaries. This is a secondary focused battleship, and well, the secondaries are 130mm secondaries. It's the first French secondary battleship where the secondaries are big enough to actually cause damage. Sorry, Flanders, but 100mm secondaries, they're only good for setting fires. 130mm secondaries, we can actually do damage, and as such, we've built into those secondaries. I'm running the weird pirate French commander as the dude, Michael Letier, just because I wanted to goof around and try something different, and he buffs secondary damage, and I was like, oh man, we can actually do damage with these. We might as well try and buff it, and that's exactly what we did with this vessel. Now, as far as the loadout goes, the consumables, you can see there are a couple of very interesting ones that Picardie does have access to. The first one, of course, is going to be that repair party. It's a repair party. There's nothing real special. The next one is a good old main battery reload booster. Yep, it's a French battleship with a main battery reload booster. I am always here for it, especially with 4 guns and the shotgun spread. It is chef's kiss. Absolutely amazing. The other consumable is the relatively new enhanced secondary targeting 2 consumable. Now, this one was available on the Tirpitz BA. I would understand if you don't have much experience with it, because hopefully not a ton of, I know a good chunk of people bought Tirpitz BA, but hopefully not all of you. Hopefully some of you held off. Anyways, enhanced secondary targeting 2 does change up. So what it's going to do, first, it's going to reduce secondary battery reload time by 25%. It's going to boost secondary battery shell grouping by 50%. It's going to reduce secondary battery dispersion by 25%, and it's going to do that for 30 seconds. So it's a different secondary battery consumable, and one that is still relatively effective and very nice. And, well, that's everything you need to know about Picardie. and you can see we're kind of in a bit of a rough spot right now, and we're going to start brawling this Odin. We played mid. I have to say, we've done a decent amount of damage, I think, but we will see just what we can do. Z23 pops out. We're going to go ahead and have it primary targeted on our secondaries. Use our shotgun-like blast to try to get some damage on that Z23. I do have to say, I did try an accuracy build with this as well, and to my surprise, it also worked fairly well as an accuracy build ship, but given secondary focus, I really wanted to give that a go. So that's kind of what we're doing. Thankfully, our secondaries do start a fire. That lets us spot the Z23, and now we can go ahead and focus on the Odin. Now, you may be seeing, Tommy, I see you have 2 fires going. Why are you not using the damage control party? And well, it's because we're brawling with an Odin, and Odin has torpedoes, and my luck, if I use the damage control party, I will take a flood and be flooded out. So, you know, just trying to last as long as possible. We'll use the heal instead. We can see Odin swinging wide, which tells us he launched his torpedoes. We turn out. Unfortunately, we're going to eat one, but he's going to go broadside to us. Guns not rotating the quickest, but that's okay. Guns away, firing in the forward area. Disable one of his guns, which is good. And, well, we can guess what he's going to do next, because he's an Odin. He's going to try to use the other torpedoes. We're going to try to swing those guns back around. We're also just keeping an eye on the minimap, because I don't want to run aground with torpedoes on the way. I want areas to maneuver, which we're going to do by dodging in. And Odin is once again broadside to us. And goodbye, Mr. Odin. And now we can start trying to deal with the other vessels. Secondary battery range of the ship in our current build, 11.1 kilometers. So we should be able to start firing at least at that destroyer. I was hoping to get Atlantico within range, just to, you know, try to do some extra damage. You can see we're getting some decent hits. The guns, for being a small caliber that they are, do perform very well, and I was very happy with them. I kind of think someone might have fat figured it, and they really are the 330s of the normal French line and not 305s. But you know, you have to go by what the stats say, and what the stats say is that they're 305s. Pick up the Confederate there. We already have the high cal. Grom coming out, and we're kind of just backing in, trying to get our secondaries to engage. We're just a little bit out on our heel coming back up, and well, there goes the other destroyer. And when a destroyer is that close, you know torpedoes are on the way. So we can't do much, but we will try to get a little bit more damage, but we're going to ultimately end up going down. But I think this game kind of best shows off what Picardie, what it is and what can you expect. I think it's a great ship. I'm looking forward to it coming in a campaign. I think it's pretty good where it's at right now. Guys, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.